There is one crucial point that I, as a diabetes specialist with decades of practical experience in private practice, see time and time again. Many patients feel trapped in an endless cycle of restrictions, of can't eat this and watch out for that, focusing almost exclusively on what they should eliminate from their diets. This mindset, while necessary in part for glucose control, can quickly lead to frustration, dietary monotony, loss of enjoyment of food, and, paradoxically, a lack of long-term control as life becomes a constant and exhausting battle against deprivation. But what if I told you that there is a much more empowering path, a shortcut to true transformation that focuses not only on what you should avoid, but mainly on what you can and should actively add to your diet to truly revolutionize your health and your relationship with diabetes? Today, I want to show you a secret, a simple yet incredibly powerful nutritional strategy, the strategic inclusion of just 5 specific foods that, when incorporated into your routine, can revolutionize your blood sugar control. If you have diabetes, are in the pre-diabetes stage, or are simply concerned about your blood sugar levels and metabolic health, get ready for a discovery that could completely change your perspective on food and managing your condition. Let's dive deep into how these foods not only help stabilize your glucose effectively, but also deeply nourish your body, fighting the chronic inflammation that exacerbates the disease and, consequently, giving you more energy, more vitality, and an overall sense of well-being that you may not even remember having. You will witness, and I invite you to observe in your own body, the positive changes that happen when you shift your focus from pure restriction to smart, abundant nutrition. Over decades in my practice, listening to a wide variety of life stories, I saw the fatigue, demotivation, and feeling that diabetes had robbed countless patients of the pleasure of eating. They arrived with endless lists of forbidden foods and rarely knew what they could actually add to their diet to really help their recovery and control. I felt their frustration and helplessness in the face of a situation that seemed hopeless. But diabetes, my friend, is not just a disease that requires cuts and sacrifices. Above all, it requires a smart and proactive nutrition strategy. Your body is a complex and intricate biological machine, and to function well, to heal and regenerate, it needs much more than the simple absence of what is bad for it. It needs the abundant and strategic presence of what is good for it, the nutrients that strengthen it. The 5 foods I'm about to introduce are like unshakable nutritional foundations that, when added consistently to your diet, can begin to rebuild your metabolic health, brick by brick, cell by cell, one day at a time. Think of your health as a lush, thriving garden. You can't just remove the weeds, the foods that spike your blood sugar and cause inflammation, and expect the garden to flourish on its own. No, you need to go further. You need to actively plant seeds of colorful flowers, nutritious vegetables, and fruit-bearing trees so that it becomes vibrant, full of life, and resilient. Similarly, adding the right foods, the essential nutrients, is just as vital and transformative as eliminating the wrong ones. It is the combination of these 2 strategies that will bring true control and prosperity to your health. Let's jump right into the first food I call the Great Green Stabilizer and Protector. It is a cruciferous vegetable, widely available in almost every part of the world, recognized for its multiple and impressive health benefits. But its power in controlling diabetes is, unfortunately, often underestimated and underutilized. I'm talking about broccoli. What makes it so extraordinarily special and effective for people with diabetes? Broccoli is a true nutritional powerhouse. It is incredibly low in carbohydrates and calories, which is great for weight control, but it is absurdly rich in fiber, a wide range of antioxidants, such as vitamins C and E, which fight oxidative stress, and unique and powerful bioactive compounds, such as the famous sulforaphane. To understand how broccoli works, imagine that your cells are like little houses, and glucose is the energy, the fuel that needs to enter these houses to be used. In type 2 diabetes, the doors of these houses, which are the insulin receptors on the surface of the cells, can be rusty, stuck, or even blocked. This is the condition we call insulin resistance. Broccoli, specifically sulforaphane and other phytonutrients, acts as a powerful and efficient lubricant for these cell doors, significantly improving the cell's sensitivity to insulin. This means that it helps your cells absorb glucose from the bloodstream much more efficiently, reducing blood sugar levels. In addition, the abundant fiber in broccoli slows the absorption of glucose from other foods you eat in the same meal, preventing those dangerous post-meal spikes. Broccoli is also a powerful natural anti-inflammatory, and chronic inflammation is one of the main drivers of worsening diabetes and its complications. Science leaves no doubt about the power of broccoli. A rigorous study published in the prestigious journal Diabetes, Obesity, and Metabolism showed that sulforaphane, a compound found in abundance in broccoli, can reduce fasting blood sugar and, crucially, HbA1c, the average blood sugar level over the past 3 months, in patients with type 2 diabetes. This isn't theory. It's science in action, translated into real results. It's not enough to just eat broccoli once a month or when you remember. To see tangible, lasting results, you need to include it regularly and consistently in your meals. How you prepare it matters too. Steam or lightly sauté it to preserve its precious nutrients. Add it generously to vibrant salads, nutritious soups, omelets, or scrambled eggs for breakfast, or serve it as a delicious and healthy side dish to your main meals. I remember Jerome, a patient who, honestly, hated vegetables, especially green ones. He was a big challenge, but he agreed to try including small portions of broccoli in his diet, starting with steamed broccoli mixed in with other foods. In just 2 months of consistent inclusion, his glucose tests showed significant improvement, and what was most impressive was what he told me. "Doctor, I used to think broccoli was boring, bland, and torture, but my glucose started to go down, and I feel so much more energetic. To my surprise, now I even like eating it." Jerome's experience shows that consistent inclusion, even if gradual and at your own pace, can bring extraordinary benefits and change your perspective on what is healthy. If this first revelation about the unquestionable power of broccoli has already made you rethink your food choices and given you a glimpse of how nutrition can be your greatest ally, know that we are only beginning to unlock the transformative potential of smart nutrition for diabetes management. This type of knowledge, which comes from my decades of practical experience and is solidly backed by science, is what truly empowers you to take charge of your health in a conscious and proactive way. If what I'm sharing here is making deep sense to you, bringing you a glimpse of hope and clarity, where before there may have been only confusion and frustration, I invite you with all my heart to join this growing community of people who are seeking a fuller life with real control over diabetes. Please like this video right now because it's an important signal for us and helps us bring this essential and transformative message to even more people who desperately need it. And please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our future conversations, which are carefully prepared to guide you every step of the way. It's a small gesture on your part that, for me, represents a big step toward a more conscious, healthier, and above all, more controlled life. Now, let's move on to the second food I call the fatty, creamy, heart-protecting ally. It is often feared and avoided by many due to its high fat content, but the truth is that the fats it contains are your greatest allies in controlling diabetes, in addition to being incredibly delicious and versatile in cooking. I'm talking about the avocado. Yes, the avocado, with its creamy texture, mild flavor, and vibrant color, is a true superfood, a nutritional gem for people with diabetes. What makes it so extraordinarily effective and beneficial for glucose control and overall health? Avocados are rich, very rich, in healthy monounsaturated fats, the same beneficial fats found in abundance in extra virgin olive oil. In addition, it is a fantastic source of soluble and insoluble fiber and contains a wide range of essential vitamins and minerals, such as vitamins E, K, C, potassium, more potassium than bananas, for example, and magnesium. For diabetics, the unique and powerful combination of healthy fats and fiber is a real game changer. Monounsaturated fats do not raise blood glucose and, more importantly, help improve your cells' insulin sensitivity, making them more responsive to the hormone. They also promote lasting, deep satiety, which is absolutely crucial for avoiding excessive carbohydrate consumption and facilitating weight maintenance or loss. The fiber in avocados, in turn, acts as a protective shield. It slows the absorption of sugars from other foods eaten in the same meal, contributing to a much smoother and more controlled glycemic response. Imagine your digestive system as a busy road. Foods rich in simple carbohydrates are like race cars, speeding by and creating dangerous traffic spikes. Glucose. Avocados, with their healthy fats and fiber, are like a set of natural, efficient speed bumps. They slow down the flow of glucose, ensuring a more constant, smoother, and less turbulent flow into your bloodstream. This relieves stress on your pancreas. Science confirms it. A study published in the Nutrition Journal showed that including just half a fresh avocado in meals can lead to a significant reduction in post-meal glycemic response and, crucially, increased satiety in overweight adults, which is a key factor in diabetes management. There are no big secrets or complications to including avocado in your diet. Its versatility is an invitation to creativity. Add slices of avocado to your breakfast, combined with scrambled or boiled eggs for a balanced and satisfying meal. Make a healthy homemade guacamole for snacks, using it with fresh vegetable sticks instead of chips. Incorporate it generously into your salads, adding creaminess and nutrients. Use it as a base for green smoothies instead of sweeter fruits for a nutritional boost without sugar spikes. The key to reaping its benefits is moderation in portion size, since it is high in calories, and regularity in its daily or almost daily inclusion. I vividly remember Anna, a patient who constantly struggled with hunger between meals, which led her to snack on cookies and other foods that raised her blood sugar. I suggested she add a quarter of a medium avocado to her breakfast every day. She told me with a look of relief, "Doctor, I thought avocados were fattening and that I should avoid them, but after eating them for breakfast, I feel full for hours. It's amazing. My sugar levels stopped spiking before lunch and dinner." Anna's story shows the power of satiety and glycemic stability that comes from healthy, nutritious fats. Your journey with diabetes doesn't have to be a series of endless frustrations and sacrifices. I'm here to share with you the practical knowledge I've gained over years of practice, seeing what really works for real people like you. I know it can be challenging to change old habits and beliefs, but the reward is a life with much more energy, greater mental clarity, and far fewer worries about the complications of diabetes. If this conversation is helping you see things in a new light, giving you a eureka moment, and if you have any questions or experiences to share about your food choices, please let me know in the comments below. What food did you think was problematic and are now rethinking? Your participation enriches our community and helps me understand what is most relevant to you. Let's do this together, building a path to health and well-being. Now, let's move on to the third food I call the hidden gem of the ocean and the anti-inflammatory shield. It is an exceptional source of high-quality protein and essential fats, often overlooked or underconsumed in modern diets, but offering incredible and proven benefits for diabetes management and, crucially, cardiovascular health. I'm talking about cold water fatty fish such as wild salmon, sardines, mackerel, and herring. What makes them so extraordinarily valuable and an essential component of a diabetic's diet? They are the best natural food sources of long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. Unfortunately, the human body cannot produce these essential omega-3s on its own, which means we must obtain them through our diet. And they are crucial for several reasons. EPA and DHA are extremely powerful in reducing chronic inflammation throughout the body, the basis of many degenerative diseases, including diabetes complications, improving blood vessel function and elasticity, and importantly, they can help improve insulin sensitivity. Chronic inflammation, as I always explain to my patients, is one of the pillars of insulin resistance and a driver for the development and worsening of diabetes complications. Omega-3 acts as a true molecular firefighter, extinguishing this internal fire that damages your cells and organs. In addition, these fish are excellent sources of high-quality complete protein, which contributes significantly to satiety, helps build and maintain muscle mass, and has minimal impact on raising glucose. Think of your blood vessels, your arteries, veins, and capillaries as a complex and vital system of pipes that carry life and oxygen throughout your body. Chronic inflammation and high blood sugar levels can, over time, cause damage, hardening, and blockages in these pipes. Omega-3 is like a cleaning, repair, and protective agent that helps keep these pipes flexible, clean, and working perfectly, ensuring healthy blood flow to all your vital organs, including your heart, kidneys, eyes, and brain. The scientific evidence is overwhelming. A high-impact study, the famous prediabetes study, published in the renowned New England Journal of Medicine, showed that diets rich in fatty fish and other foods with healthy fats, such as olive oil and nuts, can significantly reduce the risk of major cardiovascular events in high-risk individuals, including diabetics. You don't have to eat salmon every day, which for many may be unaffordable. Including 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish per week can already bring significant benefits. Opt for healthy preparations, baked, grilled, steamed, or in stews. Canned sardines, in water or extra virgin olive oil, are an incredibly economical, practical option that is rich in omega-3 and calcium. I remember Pedro, a patient who had a strong family history of heart disease and was constantly worried about the cardiovascular complications of his diabetes. I suggested that he add canned sardines, preferably in water or olive oil, to his snacks or salads a few times a week as a simple and effective way to increase his omega-3 intake. He noticed that he felt more energetic and clearer-headed, and his triglyceride levels improved significantly in a short time. He told me, "Doctor, I didn't even like sardines very much before, but they're so convenient and so good for me that now they're a staple on my shopping list. I feel much more protected and confident." Pedro's story shows us that convenience can indeed be a great ally to health, and that small strategic additions make a huge difference. The fourth food you should proactively include is what I call the Smart Glucose Sponge and Gut Nourisher. It's a category of fiber-rich, nutrient-dense foods that not only help control blood sugar, but also nourish your gut microbiota, a key factor in metabolic health. I'm talking about legumes, such as versatile lentils, nutritious chickpeas, and various types of beans, black, carioca, white, etc., as well as peas. They are true smart sponges because they are exceptionally rich in soluble fiber. When consumed, this fiber forms a viscous gel in your intestine that slows down the absorption of glucose from your meal, preventing those dangerous sugar spikes. Think of it as a sponge that absorbs water slowly and in a controlled manner, releasing sugar gradually and sustainably into the bloodstream, which gives your pancreas time to work more smoothly and efficiently. In addition, legumes are an excellent source of vegetable protein, which makes them doubly beneficial. They contribute significantly to satiety, help build and maintain muscle mass, and have a balanced and nutritious caloric impact. Crucially, they are a natural prebiotic, feeding the beneficial bacteria in your gut, which, as we have discussed on other occasions, is directly linked to improved insulin sensitivity and reduced systemic inflammation. Science corroborates the importance of legumes. A comprehensive study in the Archives of Internal Medicine confirmed that regular consumption of legumes improves glycemic control and reduces cardiovascular risk in patients with type 2 diabetes. The variety of legumes is enormous, allowing for flexibility and enjoyment in your diet. You can use lentils in soups, salads, and stews. Chickpeas to make creamy hummus. Add them to dishes such as curries or Mediterranean salads. Beans are a culinary staple in many cultures and can be prepared in countless ways. The key is diversity, eating different types, and regularity. Include different types of legumes 3 to 4 times a week in your meals. I remember Sophia, a patient who always felt ravenously hungry right after meals, which led her to snack on sweets and empty carbohydrates. I suggested she add more lentils or chickpeas to her main dishes. She told me with satisfaction, "Doctor, the feeling of fullness is incredible. I no longer have that uncontrollable urge to eat sweets after lunch or dinner, and my glucose is much more stable throughout the day." Sophia's story demonstrates the transformative power of satiety and glycemic control provided by legumes. The complexity of managing diabetes can be overwhelming, I know. There is so much information, so many details, so many variables to consider, and each body reacts in a unique and individual way. I see this every day in my office. Patients who are trying their hardest, who seek information, who try everything, but often feel lost in the vast amount of information available and the practical difficulty of integrating everything into a routine that is already challenging and busy. They often ask me, with a mixture of hope and despair in their voices, "Doctor, everything you explain about smart eating, the importance of exercise and sleep, and now the power of including specific foods, makes incredible sense to me. I understand the logic and I really want to do it. I really do. But how do I put all these pieces together in a cohesive way? How do I organize all of this in my busy life, which already has so many commitments and responsibilities? Isn't there an easier, more integrated, more practical, and more guided way to make all of this work in my daily life?" And the answer, based on all of my decades of experience observing what truly transforms people's lives in a lasting way, is yes, there is. After years of evaluating and researching different approaches, testing what really works for most people, and above all, dedicating myself to simplifying processes that seem too complex, I can say with confidence that a complete, integrated, and easy-to-implement solution is the most effective and sustainable path to true and lasting transformation. This ideal solution that I seek and recommend to my patients must follow some key principles, which are the non-negotiable pillars of any recommendation I make as a medical specialist. It must be based on solid, up-to-date scientific evidence, ensuring that each component works synergistically and efficiently to optimize glycemic control, reduce systemic inflammation throughout the body, and strengthen your health from the inside out, promoting overall vitality. Above all, it must offer the convenience and practicality that your busy life demands, without you having to become an expert in advanced nutrition, endocrinology, or complex healthy cooking techniques overnight. And finally, it needs to be safe, reliable, and adaptable, recognizing that each individual is unique, that each body responds in a particular way, and that each person's journey is personal, singular, and different. That's why I want to guide you toward an approach that I have personally evaluated with the utmost rigor and discretion, whose results I have monitored in various clinical contexts and controlled scientific studies, and which I fully trust for most of my patients seeking effective control and an improved quality of life. It is a protocol, a tested and proven methodology, which I recommend to many of them for its unique ability to condense the benefits of everything we have discussed today, including the strategic inclusion of broccoli, avocado, fatty fish, and legumes, and other crucial and complementary elements for the complete management of diabetes, into a format that not only drastically simplifies your journey, but also gives you the security and certainty that you are making the right choices, without information overload, without the need for exhaustive research or unnecessary effort. Think of it as a reliable, smart science and clinical practice. Validated shortcut to your well-being. A path that has been carefully paved with scientific knowledge, real-world practical experience, and proven results in patients. This path is designed to take you from point A, where there is lack of control, frustration, and worry, to point B, where there is control, vitality, and peace of mind, in the most direct, efficient, and safe way possible. You can find all the information you need about this solution, which I call an essential guide to diabetes control and the full recovery of your quality of life, by clicking on the link in the description of this video and also in the first pinned comment. This is a decisive step, an invaluable investment in your health and your future, which can save you a lot of trial and error, unnecessary frustration, and guide you towards more effective, peaceful, and above all, more sustainable and long-lasting diabetes control. Diabetes, my dear friend, does not have to be a sentence of painful restrictions, constant uncertainty, chronic fatigue, or an exhausting and lonely daily struggle. It is, in fact, a condition that, with the right knowledge, with the right actions, and, crucially, with the strategic inclusion of the right foods that we have just explored, can be controlled and, in many cases, even significantly improved and stabilized, allowing you to take back control of your life and enjoy every moment with vitality, energy, mental clarity, and a sense of well-being that you may not even remember having. Today we have seen the transformative power of broccoli, avocados, fatty fish, and legumes, your silent and powerful allies in controlling glucose and building robust health. Remember the real and inspiring stories of João, Anna, Pedro, and Sofia. They are living emotional proof that small changes, when made based on the right knowledge, with consistency, patience, and the right guidance, can bring about huge and truly liberating transformations in your health, your mindset, and your quality of life. My mission, as a doctor who has dedicated decades to understanding and treating this complex condition and the pain it causes, is to empower you with this knowledge and offer you the most effective, safe, and practical ways to live a full, vibrant, and active life despite diabetes. I firmly believe that quality information is the first but most crucial step toward change, and conscious, informed action is what brings that change into your reality. If this video has brought you clarity, lit a flame of hope within you where there was only darkness before, and given you new breath and motivation for your journey, know that you are not alone on this path. There is a growing community of people seeking a healthier, more controlled life and knowledge that really matters, and I am here in this digital office to guide you every step of the way. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now so you don't miss the next step in this ongoing journey of knowledge and transformation. And if you know someone, a friend, a family member, a coworker, or anyone else who is also struggling with diabetes or prediabetes, someone who would feel relieved to know that there is an easier, more effective, and more hopeful path, please share this video. Spreading this message of knowledge, hope, and empowerment is an act of love and can literally change someone's life forever. Together we can build a healthier and happier future for many.